group to get offended.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I have to go in my safe box.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like,
It's a brave space, y'all. It's a brave space.
yeah.
Safe
is.
space was last year. Brave spaces are this year.
Oh, you know,
I'll be
it's
happy to
because-
tell you what
it's
next
because
year
the
is.
trans people are so brave, Chuck. That's the reason.
Aha.
They don't feel sheepish about confronting a man who makes $20 million to do a comedy special that includes some kind of reference to them, when otherwise they would just be in the shadows without him. But they'll still take him on and bring him down if they can.
Well, I told you about what happened at the Netflix, right? Netflix protest.
At the Netflix protest? No, I knew there was going to be one.
There was a Netflix protest, and one of Dave's fans showed up with a sign, and they pushed him, took it away from him.
Oh.
And then after they took it away from them, they accused him of brandishing a weapon because he still had the pole that was holding the sign.
Good. It's
So kind of counterintuitive.
I mean, just good. Y'all have been getting the benefit of that kind of shit for years.
I know. I
The
understand.
shoe is on the other foot, and it's a fucking size 15 pump.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
With sequins.
Yes.
Yeah.
In other words, it's getting ugly out there.
Yeah. Well, because the pump was the wrong
It's a
size.
size 15.
It was the wrong size. That's why it was ugly.
Yes, exactly why it was ugly. But this is from my friend who is still one of my best friends. One of my best friends in high school. He and his brother are on a bicycle trip, doing a three-legged tour around. Let's see, where is it? From Dalton to Savannah to Athens to Dalton, Georgia. They're all in Georgia.
Three-legged tour on a bicycle. How do you get 3 legs on a bicycle?
And again, please don't use language that could offend the differently abled.
Alrighty. So perhaps we just shouldn't speak today.
So I think you should talk and expose your entitled white cisgender male privilege to the rest of the world, which apparently, though it's been the victim of it for hundreds of years, need to have it brought up at every conceivable opportunity. It seems to me that would be counterintuitive for someone who's trying to eliminate the stress of being beaten down by privileged people. But up here on the mountaintop, where I just piss on everybody who has any kind of difference, I don't understand how it works. So here's the deal. Savannah, Georgia. Years and years ago, when I was in law school, there was the kind of conflict that I think is actually worth getting involved in, because the city of, I can't even say it without, I mean, it's true. This is all true, but the city of Savannah, Georgia, was trying to decide what they were going to do with the property on which the slave market stood before the Civil War. And somebody,
everybody, and welcome to the City Hawk Talk Live.
somebody recommended
That Chuck's clone.
a shopping mall.
Oh,
Shopping mall / restaurant / walk type of thing. And there's also one in another city in Savannah, Columbia, maybe. Another city in Georgia. And it actually got built. People somehow brought up the question of, do you think it's right that we have a bunch of markets on a place that used to be a slave market? And the city fathers said, no, we don't think it's wrong. I guess they said, yes, we do think it's right. So it's interesting
think that's a movie. Isn't that a
it's
movie?
a nice
And-
little postcard that you can take and show your friends, and you can all have a lot of fun. You know how you used to play those triangle games with little pegs when you would go to like
Yeah.
what was it called, the country something or other?
Yeah, they got them at Cracker Barrels.
The Cracker Barrel. Yeah, they have them at the
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel. They used to have them at Johnson's.
Hey, watch the
Yeah.
word. Watch the word cracker, please. Okay.
Right.
No, there's no problem with Cracker, Alan.
It's followed by barrel.
Actually, it was barrel that I was objecting to, but
Oh, okay. Okay, well, sure.
A barrel of crackers?
That's what's inside.
What's inside the house?
touche. But Mike, I think I think there's a missed opportunity, and you as a writer, I'm surprised passed this by. That I mean, that's fodder for a movie, isn't it? Where they built the mall on where slaves have been hung,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, people start getting hung.
Yeah, absolutely. I
You
think
know.
it's been it's probably already been written. But here's the thing.
Well, I mean, there was one where they,
It's now a game at the Cracker Barrels in Savannah. You get this, and you and your family stick little pegs. There's holes in the thing that you can't see on this because this is
oh wow,
prototype. But there's holes in it. You stick little pegs on pieces of property that used to be built by slaves.
ah,
So, like the church, you get extra points for the church because it has a steeple. And there's a bridge there that was built by slaves, but they weren't allowed to walk on it because it went from this place to another place. Something
wow.
they weren't allowed to do. So it's really fascinating. The ability of the South to continue to not even acknowledge that the unpleasantness between the states
yeah.
had a cause other than
Well,
economic.
that always kills me when you have Southern people going, well, I want to carry this flag because it's my heritage. How is that your heritage?
It's not.
I don't
It's
get
not
that. That's
your
like
heritage.
that's like the Germans going, we want to bring Nazism back because that's our heritage.
Yeah, well, they do. I went to a gun show once. Has anybody ever gone to a gun show?
I haven't had the
Oh,
pleasure.
God.
Yes. At
I
what
knew it.
point will this become the comedy show? Just on behalf of anybody watching on YouTube, would just
People
like
have
to
been
advocate-
laughing. The only people who are watching are laughing. Come on, man. All right.
How do we
Hey,
get into this?
everybody. Welcome to the
social-
open mic on Monday night.
And social justice.
I'm your host, Mike Langworthy.
Hi, my name's
I was
Social
born-
Justice.
I was born as a male, but I identify as not giving a shit what you think of my gender or sexuality. And I think of myself as so many other people think of themselves as being very brave, coming out as someone who doesn't care what your opinion is of my sexuality. My husband, Carol, and our non-adoptive by choice children think that I'm very brave as well. So there, Obama. my absolute favorite bullshit thing that's happened in the last is people saying, thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama, for that brief moment of thinking that we were a democracy. Thanks, Obama. Hey, anyway, let's do our show. What do you say, Chuck?
I would love to.
I don't know why you haven't suggested it before. I believe what you mean to say is I'm codding Colorado. You don't want to say boycotting.
Did I misspell it? I misspelled it.
No, just say codding.
No, but you genderized it.
Yeah, you genderized.
Oh man!
You can't.
Hold on a
He's
second. Let me change it.
they-cotting. He's
That's what.
they-cotting.
I
Yeah,
just
you're-
changed it. You're ahead of me, Jeffrey.
Your gender shaming strikes, and I think it's wrong on so many levels.
Yeah, mostly because I wasted a lot of paper. This is like a whole sheet, and that's just bad for the environment.
Uh-huh. Yeah, now you won't be able to use it for a hood when you go out run across.
Oh no, I've
Thank
got
you.
that's built into this shirt.
You
It just
ruined
goes
an
right over-
entire sheet.
This goes right over the. I always make my shirts extra
Funny
large.
enough for you now, Chuck. God damn it. All right, what I meant to say was this has been delightful. However, we have several acts that would like to perform this evening.
When are they showing
showed
up?
Here. They didn't show up here for a while.
Here. 10 minutes in is all I'm gonna say.
And counting.
I have been, Chuck, I have been being funny since before 8:00.
Yeah.
So just because it's 8:16 and I'm now introducing the first, it doesn't mean that I host the show. Most nights I just start introducing people. Sometimes I do some material. Tonight's one of those nights. I don't see what the problem is. And that is your problem, Mr. White Man. You don't see what the problem is.
You two need a hotel room.
Yeah, you know what? I don't even know who Ed Smyth is going to be tonight. But I'm introducing him as Ed Smyth, and he can come on as whatever character he wants.
Neither does
He
he.
can come on first because he's so patient and kind
Yeah.
most weeks that he comes on later in the show. He doesn't mind if I say, "Are you ready next?" He says, "Give me some more time," and I say, "Okay," and all that stuff. 'Cause he's such an easy guy to get along with, and he does something with. He works with his hands, you know. And if you're not a male prostitute on Colfax Avenue in Denver, there aren't that many people who work with their hands anymore. So please welcome Chuck, Jeffrey, Bruce, Alan, and the entire internet viewers. Ed Smyth with his Holler Week special.
All right.
Great, thank you.
1 second over 5 and you're cut off.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate it. Well, I'm borrowing the caveman studio, but it's still Halloween here. We're just stretching it out. And okay, well, let's get going to some impressions. Okay, great. Yes. Well, here is my impression this week of a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Go Jets. Yes. Well, indeed.
Oh.
Well, talking the NFL, the NFL owners had their winter meeting a few months ago, and they just barely, by a slim majority, voted for increased rules and penalties against taunting. How did that come out at the end? Let's watch. Ooh, well, I guess we won the vote on taunting and you didn't. What are you going to do? Cry to the commissioner? Oh, we got more penalties on taunting now. Yes, well, those immature NFL owners, what are you going to do? Speaking of NFL, now it's time for another impression of Tampa Bay Buccaneers field goal kicker Ryan Suckup. Well, coach, we're going to get it to the 20-yard line because you're the smartest coach in the world, aren't you? Yeah. And then we're going to kick another field goal because you're a really smart coach and you know exactly what to do. Yes. NFL field goal kicker Ryan Suckup. Okay, indeed. Well, as some of you know, I'm sharing a house now with Edward the Confessor, the English king ordained in 1046, and Pope Innocent II, who was ordained Pope in 1130. We're having some problems in the house, so we had a house meeting. Here's just a sample. Guys, a couple of problems here and written down. First of all, someone left the milk out last night on the counter with the cap off. Who was that? Edward? Oh. Pope? No, not me. I'm little Pope Innocent. Edward? It was me. Okay. And how about that pile of dishes? I wasn't eating dinner last night. Pope? Not me. I'm little Pope Innocent. Edward? Okay, it was me. Well, you can see how that conversation worked out. As many of us enjoyed in the past, the Bad Girls Club that has been rerunning again on Oxygen TV for a while And it went off a few years ago, but now it's back. It's Bad Girls Club Redux, this time with insults only by Monty Python movies. Let's watch. I ain't gonna be sticking around with no empty-headed animal food trough wiping bitch. Well, I wave my private parts at your auntie, bitch. Yes, it's gonna be a good time for all. Okay, well, there's a special part in
My
the
nose
Snow White
in
and the Seven
general
Dwarfs
direction.
when the seven dwarfs walk through their favorite red light district and say hello to all of their favorite sex workers. Let's watch. Hi ho, 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 hi ho. Hi ho. Yes, indeed. Those seven dwarfs.
Yes.
They know a lot of sex workers, indeed.
You're
Well,
killing
time
you
now
tonight,
to
that's for
take-
sure.
Yes, indeed. Now time to take a quick commercial break for the Albany Hypnosis Center. Hi, I'm Ed. I used to be grossly overweight and smoked and ate a lot, but the Albany Hypnosis Center cured me completely, and I was glad to pay them as much money as they wanted. This message is brought to you by my own free will. No one suggested I say these things. Yes, Albany Hypnosis Center. Well, visit them soon when you're in the Albany area. Well, of course, some of you are fans, like I am, of the Masters of the Universe. Yes, indeed. And of course, with my favorite characters and your favorite character, He-Man. Yes, and of course, who could forget Skeletor? Yes, and of course, Skeletor's faithful henchmen. Yes, indeed. Now let's watch Skeletor in action as he's talking to his henchmen. You bumbling fools have failed me for the last time. When did we fail you before, boss? Well, there was that time when I was busy trying to conquer Eternia with my iron will, and I asked you to wash my t-shirts. Then I come home and discover they're all gray because you put them in the hot water with all the colored clothes. But you don't wear t-shirts, boss. Well, I don't now that they're all ruined. Yes. And now let's go to Skeletor at the Pop Warner football game where he's cheerleading with the rest of the girls. Touchdown, 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 boys. You make the touchdown, but we make the noise. Not so fast, Skeletor. Not while I have my Verbazula. Well, wasn't that fun? But indeed, well, we got a lot of comedy show coming up here. So back to our host, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, ladies and gentlemen, you never know what it's going to be. It's a shame to go monthly when you've got him going insane every week. Charleston, South Carolina, I think also wanted to do a mall in this. Also wanted to do a mall on their slave market. How come all these slave markets were right on the coast, huh? How come they didn't have any slave markets back? Oh, I get it. The ship from the, yeah, okay, never mind. What about,
I guess Paula Deen could probably put a restaurant in that mall.
oh, ever? You kidding me?
I knew she was racist as soon as I went to her restaurant. You know,
Oh, really? Why?
Well, they had the salt and pepper on separate tables.
Oh my God, I can't believe that.
Mike, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
There were eye holes cut in the tablecloths.
Oh my God. That must have been quite a shock the first time you were.
That was a shock, Mike. Well, I'll tell you, I've never had an auction for my waiter.
Yeah, she also had she opened a restaurant, had an auction for your waiter.
Yeah, I mean, who pays for the meal at the start? But you know,
yeah. That's before you even get the food. Are you kidding me? She had a theme. I heard she had a themed restaurant. It was supposed to be original soul food, Paula Deen's original soul food. And it was just, it was essentially, it was the entrails of animals thrown raw onto a wooden board, and you just were supposed to eat that and somehow stay alive.
I also understand that the music was just one song by the Allman Brothers, Down to the Whipping Post, just repeats it over and over again.
Yeah, I feel like I've been tied to the whipping post is the lyrics, but the reality is
That
you
was
have
the
been
only
tied
music.
to the whipping post, and that's why you feel like you've been tied to the whipping post. Sometimes I feel like riding fast on a motorcycle.
Is this karaoke now?
No,
Yeah.
it's not karaoke. Paula, you got here a little late.
I've been listening.
Unlike
sir.
your peak-
I've been listening.
We changed the show.
I was the one person on YouTube, so I've been listening. Trust me.
It's open mic on
That's an
karaoke.
unfortunate thing.
Oh.
I'd pay $10 for this.
Hey, Bruce,
Also
we're the ones
something
that
that
come
was
back
said-
every week.
That was something said about Chuck Swader when he went to Paula Dean's restaurant.
I bought the season pass.
Did you ever see that thing on YouTube where the guy with the stars and bars was arguing with somebody about slavery? He says, not everybody had slaves. Not everybody had slaves in the Deep South. Why? Did you ever think of that, huh? He said, why didn't you have slaves? You know how much a slave cost in those days? Frankly, no, I didn't. I haven't really looked into it. At any rate, you know what? Our next performer is Bruce Lipsky. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Bruce Lipsky. Sure. Why not? And after that, Jeffrey Burden.
All right, Bruce.
This is the most fun I've ever had on this show, Chuck.
There you go.
So I owe you $10.
Yeah.
That time I said I was never going to have fun until you were off the show.
How much mattresses cost back then?
They didn't cost anything. The slaves made them.
Yeah, I'm married 30 years and we've never changed our mattress. So my wife decided we needed a new mattress. So we went out shopping. 3 hours later, we still couldn't decide which mattress to get. The only thing I figured out is I like mine soft. She likes hers hard. Like I haven't heard that over the last 30 years, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But actually,
My
my
wife
wife
used to tell me that a lot. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Oh,
But actually, my wife went out online and bought a mattress. She bought an avocado mattress.
Yeah.
It's this new brand. It's supposedly sustainable and organic. I mean, who wants
Yeah.
organic in the bedroom? I want orgasmic. And she said she's going green. She's not going green. She's spending my greens.
Hello.
But after 2 weeks, it became very lumpy and it started to smell rotten. I'm talking about the mattress, not my wife. Okay.
Oh.
And I said to my wife, "This mattress is so lumpy, and I feel like I'm sleeping on a bed of guacamole." I said, I feel like I'm a fajita. What's next? Sour cream pillows?"
Hello.
Spicy.
But she got one of those Craftmatic adjustable beds,
Yeah.
and I learned not to piss her off. Don't have a fight with your spouse and you have one of those things. We had a little argument, and she took the remote and raised the bed into a shape of a V. And I said, "I can't get into the bed tonight." She said, "That's not the only V you're not getting into tonight."
Hello.
oh,
Our Tempur-Pedic turned into her Tempur-Pedic. I'm telling you. It's tough. 30 years of wedded bliss, no wedded blisters, That's because all these years she's been rubbing me the wrong way, and I got the calluses to prove it. And so we don't have a regular marriage. We don't renew our vows every year. I get a performance review. And last year was tough. My wife said to me, "Bruce, if you worked for me, I would have fired your ass a long time ago. I got 3 months probation, and she took away all my fringe benefits. Where's human resources when I need them?" That's tough. I don't know if anybody had kids here. If anybody has kids, or they seen kids, or they heard of kids. I remember when I caught my son, who was 13 years old, playing with a deck of cards with naked women on it. I said, "Son, what kind of games do you play with?" He said, "Lots of solitaire." Now I realize I always thought the sound's coming from his room because he was playing with his other joystick.
Hello.
mhm.
I guess I was wrong. but he's a good kid. You know, he's an art major. He's into cartooning, and lately he's been shirking his responsibilities. And so I got a call from the school the other day. They said he doesn't get his act together, they're going to put him in suspended animation.
Oh, no. All right.
But I'm bummed. You know, it's tough. It's tough. I got a great family. My wife is fantastic. You know, unfortunately, she thinks everybody in the family is a food critic. She'll spend an hour shopping, an hour searching the web, an hour cooking, and in 30 seconds, my son will say, "You're cooking that shitty chicken again?" And my wife, she thinks she's running a 5-star restaurant, which actually is kind of apropos because every time she cooks, I have reservations.
Hello.
But she is a lovely lady, but her spending habits are out of control. She got hooked on this Amazon stuff. We get so many packages, they just reach on my front porch as a loading dock. And I got boxes stacked to the roof. I feel like I'm playing that game. What's that game called where you pull something out, you're afraid everything's going to fall down? Jenga. I feel like I'm playing a game of Jenga for giants out on my front porch. I'm constantly going from the front porch, second floor, back and forth. She calls me a delivery monkey or Amazon primate. And the other day, I came out the house. I saw this guy sitting on the lawn chair reading a magazine. Actually, he had the racing form. I went outside. I said, "What are you doing here?" He said he was told by the union to report for his no-show job. Next thing I know, he wanted to sell me insurance. He said, "I'll guarantee nothing falls off your front porch." So I'm paying $10 a week for porch fire protection now. It was my birthday, so my wife said, "I want to get you something special. What can I get you?" I said, "How about a forklift? Maybe a weight belt and a bigger house." And we have the only house in the block that has valet parking for the FedEx guys. We get so many packages, we even have our own zip code now. What really upset me is my wife started painting on the front driveway, big letters, reserved for UPS. I said, "What's going on now?" Then I realized I think she's having an affair with the UPS guy. Because every time he comes over, she's always bragging about how big his package is. And now she wants to pay extra for backdoor delivery. I'm starting to wonder if my fulfillment center is working right. And I understand what Brown's doing for her, but what's he doing for me? And yesterday she handed me a box. She said, "Bruce, take this." Open the box up. It was brown short construction boots and a clipboard. So now anytime I want to have sex, I got to sign for it. This is making my family life miserable. The only smiles in my house now are the ones in the cardboard boxes. But we have a lovely relationship. We love doing things together. Broadway shows, nice dinners, UPS guy.
Hello.
Oh,
But I mentioned she's a great lady. During this whole pandemic, last March I had the COVID. I got tested positive for COVID. I was pretty sick. When you're sick, you have to quarantine. Sex is out of the question. But you know what she did to keep the passion alive? She took one of her Victoria's Secret black lace bras and cut it up and made masks out of them.
Nice.
Thankfully, she's a double D, or else it would have never fit over my nose. But in order for me to keep the passion alive, I cut up one of my athletic supporters. So, you just got to keep it in the family. So, thank you very much. My name is Bruce Lipsky. I'll be reporting for duty anytime. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Woo! All right, Bruce.
So he's got an N362336 mask. See what I mean? Oh my God. I frighten myself sometimes. Our next performer, since I'm no longer allowed to be funny in between them, our next performer is Jeffrey Burden II.
Right.
And he comes to us from Toledo, Ohio. So you think you guys have a hole dug for your comedy? Try doing it in Toledo.
Holy Toledo.
Holy Toledo. They have a big brakes company there, don't they? The Shocks. Right?
That is an outstanding question, sir. I'll have to let me get back with you on that.
Yeah, okay.
Jeep. We have a Jeep plant here.
Yes,
We have,
I remember that
yes.
from when I was in
Yes.
college.
A Jeep. But yeah, Toledo's. It's well, I start my time. Jeep.
College
Toledo
is the kind of thing that you finish so that you don't have to be redesigning windows in Victorian homes when you're. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Toledo's big. Toledo's big on Walmarts, doctors' offices. Yeah, the reason one of the reasons I did so poorly as a Lyft driver was taking people to and fro doctor's visits, and the medical insurance is what pays for many of those Lyft rides. Fine, but we don't get tips. It's not the big. Well, how funny is my set already, everybody? How about that? Right?
No, we're laughing. We're laughing on the inside.
Yes. Inside of this box.
It's wonderful. No, so okay, whatever. I've got some things I want to do, new stuff, but I want to talk about what I wanted to do and I can't do, and I get it, right? But what I was gonna do is tell you that growing up, my mother was big. My mother she was very Mother Goose-ish with us, right? She would keep us inside a lot, very close. She kept us sort of still by watching TV because she was afraid we were going to blow up or die somehow going outside. I don't know what, she had fright, and I get it, single mother. But moving on, she would have us watch a lot of Disney shows, right? The Disney sing-alongs where you watch the Mickey Mouse bouncing ball, you sing along, you know what I mean? And I became a Disney fan in a manner. I would memorize the songs from all the shows, and I was going to play an excerpt from "A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes" on the piano, and I understand I can't do that, but after that, I was going to play it with like the church organ sound on my piano, and after that, I was going to pick up a book and go, "A reading from the book of Disney." I don't know if that would have been funny, but
yeah.
But whatever, it is what it is. What a great story, Jeffrey. So I was at work, and you hear the darndest of things at work. One of the ladies in HR says to me, "I'm trying to talk the beverage dispenser guy into an alcohol beverage dispenser." I don't know. I think that might raise our spirits. What do you think? I don't know. Maybe.
Hello.
I like it.
Brewing there. Hey, there it is again. And I had another one, but I forgot it. Damn it, I didn't write it down. Belated happy Halloween.
Maybe it's fermenting in the back of your consciousness.
Yes. Well, there's something back there. Belated happy Halloween, everybody. I don't know. I sometimes I just feel the need to do it. No, what am I trying to say? Let me back up. I get emails on like January the 17th that say Happy New Year from like Google or Amazon, whoever, January the 17th now. So I thought, let me try it with Halloween, belated happy Halloween. And that's not funny at all. But I was thinking about what we did a couple of weeks ago with the funny horror movie title. And I got one for you. All right. I'm going to go there.
Okay.
All right. This one takes place. This movie is about the September 11th attacks.
Oh, good.
And in this case, only the terrorists die. Jet Cemetery. What do we think? Maybe, I don't.
I'm sorry.
Ooh, the New Yorkers.
No, I like
not
it. I like it.
Today. All right, guys.
Blue
Hold on. I got a few more
Chrysler.
seconds, I think. I got about 30 seconds here. Let's see. What are we talking about? I just took a test in jiu-jitsu, my first test in jiu-jitsu today. And I can say that I suck less at getting my ass kicked. So there's that.
Yeah.
It's all connected. It goes back to when I was a younger guy, everybody. I craved a lot of power. In fact, I went to the police academy a little bit for that reason, because I crave so much power, but I don't know. I shot a guy while I was training He wasn't a black guy. He was white. No worries. And it was in a simulation, so nobody really got hurt. Okay, everybody. My name's Jeffrey Burton II. You have been lovely. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you knew this, Jeffrey, but Stephen King wrote Jet Cemetery. It's about a bunch of drunks who fly or try to. Actually, it didn't work. That's why it was one of his comedy works.
It was actually
Tried to fly a 57 Plymouth convertible into the World Trade Center.
It was actually co-written with Paul McCartney too.
Jet.
Cemetery.
Yeah.
Jet Cemetery.
Yeah. Well,
Now we're gonna get a call from YouTube.
save. No, I don't think so because it's not the song.
Oh.
But our next performer has never been so glad not to be an ethno-Anglo as when you were singing that Paul McCartney song.
Did you say Enlow? Anglo?
No, I didn't say Enlow. I said
Is that a double negative?
Ethno-Anglo.
I don't understand.
Double entendre.
If you're ethnically Anglo, then you have to own up to the fact that Paul McCartney was one of your people, and that's a hard thing to.
I get it now. Okay.
No, you can get it and laugh just as little as you did before you got. No one's going to be upset. No one's going to be upset. They're just going to say, Paula, oh, you got it all right, Paula. What you got there was no funny there. Paula Maddox. Laugh a lot.
Yeah, Paula.
Hello, everybody.
She's crazy.
It's your kind of crazy I come back for every week, though, Mike, at the mic. Like, I enjoy you. And every week it's a different hairstyle. Chuck, not so much, but you, sir, it's a different look. I don't know if I should gauge your mental health with the hairstyle, because it's never,
No, it's never the same. It's never the same. I like to keep people guessing.
Yeah, you're an enigma. So I enjoy you.
Wrapped.
Yeah, I enjoy you so much. I stuttered, and I typically don't stutter. So hey, there's that. So welcome back to your boxes, y'all. It's like deja vu every week. I enjoy it. Yeah, my addiction enjoys it a lot. Can I tell you? Yeah, doing comedy, it's my new addiction. Because I really need one. It's hard to find a new addiction the older I get. Yeah, if only beating your kids was legal, I'd be fucking fit as a fiddle and satisfied too. It's crazy here in this penitentiary, y'all. It's crazy. Like you guys don't see bars. Yeah, like I don't know what the fuck I had in mind for myself when I was young and dumb and full of a lot of bad ideas. Because man, shoot, I got one motto. It's pretty strong, covers a lot. It's to never look as dumb as the kids do. Yeah. It's been my motto. It's helped me save my sanity and my personal self-respect, because kids go low, really low. And it's hard to honestly feel satisfied with the whole deal. But it's okay. The kids are great. They're not getting spanked and they're using me for it, It's kind of sad. But what can I do? I'm too late to start now. The kids are way out of the gate for that kind of discipline. Yeah. I'm proud for not spanking them. Yeah, but funny story. So I was I felt like one of my kids was lurking around me the other day. Like he was talking a bit too much and he was over friendly for a young adult. Like he shouldn't have been wanting to be around me. So as I get in the, how kids are when they get older, you get used to them not being around and you don't really want to be around them sometimes, it works out good for everybody. But as I'm in the shower, and mind you, I took all my goodies in the shower with me, because when you have a young adult with sticky fingers, it's best to just protect yourself, Yeah. So I keep my shit on me, So I'm in the shower and I feel this cold air just slight come into the shower. I was like, so I peeked out. And what I see, imagine in a low squat, like that Asian squat that Asians could do. He's trying to come through the door to get at my shirt. It's like, holy shit, you're really fucking dumb. Okay. So you know what I did? I threw open the shower curtain. He'll never do that again.
Oh. Wow.
What else do I have? What else do I have? And then he acts all wounded, runs away, and he's like, you didn't have to screech. I'm like, you didn't have a problem with the show, but the screech bothered you? Like, yeah, this kid, man, I tell you, I love him to bits. But a few years ago, he was like borrowing my work phone all the time. And he had to borrow the phone because he lost his phone from me because he cussed his mom out 2 times. The first time was too much. The second time broke it. So I never had a phone for him anymore. For 3 years, the kid never fucking had a phone. So he would borrow mine from time to time. And then I realized I think my son might be gay because he was watching gay porn, which is fine. You know, like whatever you like, baby, but use the proper equipment when you're doing such things, you know. So then I realized that, you know, like there's rules. So I figured he needed to learn a lesson. So what I did, God, I hope he doesn't hear this. I told him that I got suspended from work for watching porn on my work phone.
Ooh.
Yeah, got suspended for a week without pay. He's never asked to borrow my phone again, you guys. 2 birds, 1 stone. Awesome. Yeah. The dumb shit needed to learn he can't use mom's phone to watch porn. And he also needs to know that people check shit because porn's not good and it shouldn't be in certain places, regardless of who your mom is, you know? Yeah. God, it takes a long time to grow the dumb out of kids, you guys. So long. So long. And my mom says I should have just spanked him. And that's why God put the crack in our asses, you know, because even he knew that we would need to be spanked from time to time, you know, absorbs a blow. Yeah. And then I had to do it a different way. And then I got to thinking, you know, other parents my age decided to do this, to not spank, you know. And I think we made the millennials, y'all.
Oh no.
It's your fault.
It is, you guys. I'm so sorry. I didn't
That's
spank all
racist.
of them. I did not spank all of them, you guys. I fucking did it to myself and you guys. I'm sorry. You guys stay safe, take your birth control, and stay out of my motherhood, y'all. It's dangerous. Have a good night. Thanks, guys.
Oh, thanks.
Wow. A lot of spanking
Really
going
funny.
on tonight.
I mean,
Well,
that was
I'm the one
funny,
getting spanked.
kid.
No good deed goes unpunished, Mike. You know this.
Absolutely, I do know that.
Mike, do you get the feeling that like Paula's like she looked like she's trying to escape?
No, I made this mess. I'm in it. They're my retirement plans.
No,
now.
you always look like you're trying to escape through the screen, like to get out of your house.
He's just eager to make connection with us, Alan.
Like she's
Yeah, they
like,
just drag you back home, and then
It's
you
like,
embarrass
help me
yourself
out,
trying to
help.
flee. It's not good.
If you're in a
But-
house full of kids, you'll do anything to get
But
out,
also,
virtually or for real.
Are kids supposed to make noises like this? Because I hear them in the background going. Is that a normal noise for kids to make?
That's the
Too
neighbor's
tight.
kids. My kids don't make it.
Oh, it's the
Yeah.
neighbors.
Yeah, it's the neighbor's
Too
kids.
tight. It's too tight.
Yeah, my mom says kids won't tell on you if you just beat them the right way. You know, like if they're telling on you, you didn't do it right.
Okay.
Thanks, you guys.
It worked.
Thanks, Al.
You know, that worked like a charm with my parents. I never told anybody.
Yeah.
I never even told anybody on my uncle.
Oh,
He didn't beat
Yeah.
me. Don't worry about that. But that's neither here nor there. Just whenever we went over to the aunt and uncle's house, my mom said, remember, don't go anywhere with Uncle Ole. Don't go anywhere with Uncle Ole.
Mm.
And, you know, if I'd listened to her, I never would have tasted candy. I can tell you that. Anyway,
Oh.
what I can say about our next performer,
Yeah.
all the negative
And
things
yet
I
you
could say about our next performer would fit on the head of a pin, along with the King James version of the Bible. That's how much I respect Alan Enlow, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
And I know I haven't done enough emceeing, and I've done way too much being zany on this show. But let me just say, Alan Enlow is a funny guy who can do impressions, he can do jokes, he can sing, he can dance, and until he learns to do those things, he's going to perform for you right now. All right,
Oh, boy.
please welcome Alan Enlow.
Thank you. I always love those Mike's intros. I always feel like I'm getting hit with a boomerang or like, oh,
You never know.
sticks and stones. Thank you. Well, it's wonderful to be in this last incarnation of the Colorado Comedy Club. Is this the last show?
Oh,
No, it's
Like-
not the last show. It may
keep
be
hearing-
the last weekly show.
I keep hearing in the back of my head, the day that comedy died.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Long, long time ago.
Anyway, welcome to old time Brooklyn. I actually, most people try to get out of Brooklyn, but I moved here because I thought it would be fun, and it is. There's a lot of old timers here, and they all have those raspy voices. Like even the women have these raspy voices. You know, they'll come up to you on the street and they go, "Hey, buddy, you got a light? You got a light? And don't tell me you don't smoke. I just want the light so I can burn down my building and get the insurance." Now that's what I love about New York, though. Is like that every neighbor. Where did you live, Mike? And did you live in Manhattan?
In Queens.
You lived in Queens, all right. But
Yeah.
it seems like no matter. I mean, I lived in Manhattan. I live in Brooklyn. It seems like no matter where I go, in the boroughs, there's always somebody talking to themselves. It just seems like that's just part of the landscape. Now, in my neighborhood, is a guy named Talking Tony. And he's not schizophrenic. He just can't afford therapy, so he walks around, and he's a nice guy. But what bothers me is lately he's been saying the same thing every night at like 3 a.m, and he'll stand right underneath my window and he goes, "Hey, President McKinley used to keep his teeth in a jar by the window. Why? And I wouldn't have minded it one night, but he came back like 3 nights in a row. Finally, I had to answer him. I'm like, "Tony, the reason President McKinley used to keep his teeth in a jar by the window is because that's why he gives his wife oral sex, because she likes it that way."
Oh, wow.
Alan.
That's Talking Tony. I
Yeah.
should probably have a different. Maybe it shouldn't be Talking Tony. It should be tongue and Tony. Ah.
Whoa.
See that's what we call improv, kids. Making it up right on the
Spot.
right there in my box.
Do that in her box.
Oh!
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, Chuck.
And that's what we call tag team improv.
No, I would say
right
you
there.
went there, Chuck, but of course you never have. So
Oh!
Yeah.
No.
Ow!
Thank
Heckling
God.
the other.
he
Heckling
doesn't
the
even
other
like
comrade.
fish.
I've
Wow.
had haddock.
Oh, Chris Walken says, "Wow." All right. So anyway, that's one of the reasons I think I moved to Brooklyn, because I love the accent. I love all kinds of different accents. I love the Southern accent, although I can't stand it when I used to go to my grandfather's farm to visit, because there's this one little kid there named Delbert, and he had such a thick accent I could never understand him. And whatever he said, he'd be like, "Well, first one over, got changed out back, came back here." You know, and I didn't know what he was saying, so I would just laugh. I'd be like, "Ah, yeah, that's a good one, Delbert. Yeah." And then all of a sudden, his big brother shows up. "What you laughing at, boy? My brother just told you his dog died. You think that's funny? Now you're about to die." And I was like, "Well, before you kill me, is it okay if I go over there and get a chainsaw back, go to come back here?" And he's like, "Oh," then he understood me. He's like, "Oh, I see. Oh, so your dog died too. I'm sorry. Have a nice day." Now I lived in Minnesota for a couple of years, and because I graduated from college, and I ended up living in my parents' basement for a couple of years in Minnesota, and that's a real fun accent.
Yeah.
And I was just, like I said, I just graduated, so I couldn't really get a job because I didn't have time to look for one beforehand. So I ended up working as a caddy at a golf course, and I'm the oldest one there. All the other kids are like 13 years old. And there's these two kids one day throwing the ball. One of them throwing the ball up against the caddy shack, and the other one's yelling at him, "Don't throw the ball! Don't throw the ball up against the wall!" And so I took my 9-iron and I killed them both,
Oh,
and everybody applauded.
Yeah.
So they go, "Oh yeah, we've been trying to get rid of those kids for weeks now. Oh yeah." So really, I think if you live in Minnesota, you shouldn't be allowed to talk until you're 21. That should be the law there.
Mhm.
Now, have you ever noticed, speaking of Minnesota, have you ever noticed that Swedish people always sound like they're talking backwards?
No, I never
Like,
noticed.
yes. Well, thanks, Mike. Well, they do. A lot of times they'll say things like, yeah. And my one of my best friends in high school was Lars, and he would talk backwards every day to me. He'd come up and he'd go, and I go, Lars, what I don't know what you're saying. And he said, oh, I'm just telling you that you're my best friend. Yes, sure. And I didn't believe him, so I secretly recorded him one morning, and then I came back later on and I played it backwards. And what he was saying was, my mom is red hot. Your mom is doodly squat. Yes, sure.
You betcha.
But I never trusted him after that, ever. So anyway, I think the world is getting, I probably should wrap it up here with like 10 more jokes. I feel like the world is getting dumber and dumber. And the only difference between me and the rest of the world is I know I'm stupid. And that's why I wrote a 50s song for myself. And whenever I say something stupid, I step into the bathroom and I sing it to myself. Dumb, dumb, I'm an idiot, idiot. Dumb, dumb, I'm an idiot, idiot. Yeah. And then I feel better.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why Trump is still in politics. I mean, I don't think he ever wanted to be president. I think he just wanted a reality show. And then he became president. We had to deal with his reality show.
Yeah.
You know, I think he should just go ahead and make a show. Like, yes, it's the me show. That's right. Guess who's starring in it? Me and me and moi. That's for you people that don't speak Spanish. That's me in Spanish. That's right. And we have some guest stars on the show. We have Melania, if we can find her. We have Don. Oh, that would be me. No, I mean Don Jr., right? That's my son. And we have Eric, who we have to be nice to him because he was a miscarriage. He fell out of the carriage and we missed him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to get out of here now. But before I go on this, the day the comedy died, I'm going to do my impression of the Three Stooges operating on a trans person. All right, you morons, get in here. We gotta help this person out. They need an emergency operation. Larry, hand me those forceps. Wait a minute, Mo. I don't think this guy's a foreskin. I think he's got more like a 5 skin. Shut up, you moron.
Yeah.
All right, Larry. Curly. One of you guys, hand me that saw. I think I'll test it out on you first, Curly, to make sure it works. Oh, look, Mo. I was a victim of circumstance. Now I'm a victim of circumcision. Oh, sorry. Okay. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Was that the longest 6 minutes you've ever seen in your life?
Yeah. It was the longest 9 minutes I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I think the Navy just you're fired.
It was. I think it was in the plane of reality the rest of us live on. It was only 6 minutes.
Seemed more like a half an hour, but
yeah, for real. You don't see a lot of Three Stooges operating on trans people hunks these days.
Oh, see, I thought I was doing like one of those classic.
Paula Maddox left. Way to go.
Oh,
You drove.
Well, she's got kids.
She may have left before you got on stage. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right.
Um,
But no, I thought it was doing like one of those stock bits, like Jerry Seinfeld is. Hey, Lassie, What? There's a farmer in the well. He's trying to tell us. Oh, he's trying to tell us he's got a plaid shirt on and he's broken. I thought I was doing one of those bits.
I like it. I'm just saying it. I just don't hear that often.
No. And I could tell Chuck liked it right away. It's like,
Did you see my eyes roll? Or?
Yes, I saw the vomit coming to your mouth too. I was like,
we just heard from the Soyuz space station. They saw the eye roll, and it came down in 1985.
The egg roll.
And their ship was rolling as our eyes were rolling, and they still
That's
saw
right.
it.
It just looked like you were blinking.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
was
you guys.
It was a giant step backwards for mankind. So,
Chuck, I don't think. Do you think it's entirely necessary to do the funny faces before we leave? Or
I think we can do the funny face. I don't think we have to do the announcements.
yeah.
The funny faces help.
but you're still going to show those 10 guys with their shirts off, though, aren't you? Isn't that
Not okay. That
isn't that
laptop.
required?
Come on.
I thought that was required.
Don't make Alan have taken his pants off in vain.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, please.
The Abercrombie guy's gonna take a night off.
I mean, you haven't seen my hands for a good reason.
Right. And there, of all the things we do, there will still be virtual prizes.
Yeah, whatever we do, we'll do.
It's operating
Yeah.
transport.
Yeah, and
Guaranteed.
Chef's Capone will always be cooking. Balance.
Chef Scapone
He'll
is
be-
cooking. Gladys will be ringing up the registers.
That's always going to be there.
Yeah.
So Savannah, Georgia had a slave market in the middle of its downtown section, which it's still its downtown section. That's all.
Okay.
And it's weird because the slaves sold things there. Savannah, Georgia was the Yakov-Smirnov's act of southern cities.
Oh man.
In Savannah, slaves sell you.
Ew.
Wow, that I don't think anybody who thinks a joke bombed tonight needs to feel bad anymore. That went
It's
down
always a
like
learning
somebody
experience,
stuck,
yeah.
somebody stuck a collaborator's head down the toilet at Changi Prison in Thailand.
The Japanese were doing Hiroshima jokes.
Pardon me?
So the Japanese were doing Hiroshima jokes.
Yeah, absolutely. Whew, man. You had to be bathed in heavy water after that act. That's actually as funny as anything needs to be. That's right there, because when a joke bombs so bad that you have to get treatment for radiation sickness, that's when you know you've bombed. Chuck,
Here we go. Look at there.
shall we go with the
See what I did with the game face?
Oh boy.
They look like they're doing the mouse there. The Soupy Sales mouse.
Right. It's moose antlers, which
Oh, moose antlers.
I thought game face was a pretty good pun.
what's
Moose
game
ca-
face? What is
moose
game face?
caca.
Like that?
Well, I had made this. I used our previous silly photo.
Oh, as a game face? Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a nice game face.
And then, so that's our silly photos.
Oh, look, that's Facebook.
And the royalties have been
Facebook's
great, by the
on.
way, Chuck. Thank you. The royalties have been great.
Right.
The
Yeah.
Antlers.
So I was able to turn one of the silly photos into a Facebook ad.
Hey, Antlers is a movie that's about to come out, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a horror movie.
Oh, okay. We'll have
I'm
to-
not joking. I'm not joking.
Yeah, we'll have to use the.
Just like the rest of the show. Am I right, people? Whoa.
It's good if
So
you
what are we
special-
doing for a face, Chuck?
Should we do antlers one more time?
Serious face.
Serious?
Finger,
Let's
finger.
give it all.
How about
Thinker.
holding ourselves hostage? Oh, we can do this. Okay.
One,
The thinker. The thinker.
two,
We have to turn.
3. Ed, you decided you
Ed,
wanted to
no,
join
Ed-
for the end and then
Ed,
dips out.
Yeah.
Let's say goodbye, YouTubes,
not,
and
li-
then
not unlike Billy Joe Armstrong. See the lead
Bye,
singer?
YouTube.
Billy Joe McAllister.
goodbye, YouTubes.
He walks a lonely road. Ed does.
I'm sorry to say I won't be here next week, unfortunately. I have a live show. I have a
What?
live show next week.
Where are you going?
I'm doing a synagogue.
Oh,
Oi. Nice.
well,
Yeah.
well,
Um,
great. I hope you don't bomb.
That'll be
No.
fun though. I've done
Oh,
we've
God.
done a
I'll do
synagogue.
I'll get on stage my first show. A little about me. I was born upstate New York. I got circumcised by a country doctor. His name was
Yeah.
Boyle Haggard.
Yeah, that'd be great.
No.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You definitely have to do Moyle Haggard. I love
Oh
that.
yeah, absolutely.
And then he said to my parents, "Don't fret."
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
And he tried to get out of the business, but he couldn't. But Mama tried. Mama tried to get out.
So what? How do you think? How are you even going to try to get an audience? How? I don't even know how to get an audience. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know how one does that for Zoom.
We've noticed
For
that.
Zoom call, I don't know how you do it.
Thank you.
If we knew how to do it, we'd have one.
Thank you, Chuck.
Yeah, if I could crush your sales, we'd have an audience, but I can't.
I got something. to do, right?
How do you get an audience at a place like a temple?
No, a live show, I'm sure, is different. Obviously at a temple, they've got a built-in audience.
They got about 50 seats sold already. So
Yeah.
Lipsky, he bills himself as the Messiah. So he
Oh,
can't work a room twice, but he can work every room once.
Right now,
Well-
coming in 3 days.
he can still do the Jews for Jesus rooms though.
yeah, I got all my Jewish jokes I wrote. Yeah.
Oh, they'll go. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about the guacamole thing, that should kill with the Jews. They love the Mexican food.
Oh, yeah.
Right, they love kale, you know, that bit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to have any trouble with them.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, they always like good pizza. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
You know
like
what
that.
they love?
bit.
They love calamari and clam pizza. They love that.
Yeah.
We call it a trafe plate.
It's I don't want I worked at a synagogue one time. It's sometimes you just get people that just don't know what they're doing. So I get up there and I did like 3 minutes of comedy or something. And I was in the middle of like a long impression bit, and I see them in the back waving frantically like this. And I'm nodding to them that I see them, even though I've only been up there for I see them, and they just keep doing it. And I started getting angry. I was like, I was like, I see you. And then when I left, like the woman that hired me wouldn't speak to me. She was like, ugh. But everybody else came up to me and said, you were great. So it's like the woman that hired me just didn't know what she was doing, you know? So that happens sometimes, but yours
I did a
sounds like
Hanukkah show.
yours sounds like a real show though. Yours sounds like